figured I'd note this because it's kind of like a do-it-yourself recipe, and it's pretty good. It turned out really well. Of course, I didn't document it. Just a little background, the Mueller. I think this is a 10-in-1. I kind of forget. It doesn't say anywhere on here, does it? Probably does somewhere. Yeah, well, anyways, it's a 9 or a 10-in-1. And, I was going to get an Instapot. And what I was really planning to do was just get a stainless steel pot for the Power Pressure Cooker XL, I think it's called. Because it's starting to stink, and plus the pot that came with it was, one of those Teflon line things, and that was about the time frame. Especially after the odor was stuck with it, couldn't wash it out, and it didn't seem like it was just that silicone seal, because the Power Pressure Cooker XL is about the same. I decided to look around, and it was like reading the Instapots, possibly the Mueller, the pots might interchange. Well, I happened to find this on eBay, and it was kind of local, too. I mean, it was like literally, I think it was in Holland, Michigan. And it was something like $30-something. So I'm like, these are like $20 at least. It seems like they're $29.99 when I was looking. So I wound up just getting it. Maybe if it worked or not, and maybe this is a little better one. Another driver, too, that was kind of, motivating me to get this was I wanted to make the yogurt using different cultures, and then also later on the natto, so to have that option where the Power Pressure Cooker XL I was thinking about doing and maybe hacking it out to be able to control it more, but because that would be kind of fun, getting into the controls and customizing the controls on the Power Pressure Cooker XL, whatever that one is, the one that had the commercials a lot on TV, but wound up deciding to get this. But anyways, so I'm at 2 minutes, so I'll keep this short. Mainly I want to document also, or mainly the recipe. So I had some pork tenderloin, and this is like year-old plus. I had a look on YouTube when I had that AER, whatever that was, like awesome deal air compressor, when I popped the breaker, that was kind of a reference point when I at least had the freezer off for a couple days, and those tenderloins probably were some of the major, ice packs in there to help not really ruin everything, because I wound up keeping a lot of the calf livers, some livers. I don't think I had chicken livers in there. If I did, I ate them right afterwards. So I think the chicken livers I did add some, 1 or 2 tubs. I ate those pretty quick. And I wound up just refreezing everything. I didn't really throw much out. I think there's a few leaking liver packages, but since everything was vacuum packed for the most part, other than chicken livers, I was like, unless there's something was leaking, I just kept it. Well, so those are a year plus old pork tenderloins. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pressure cook those and just see. So I was thinking, what would I make? And I saw online a gentleman had on YouTube a YouTube video for a Hawaiian version, so you can look online and find it. I haven't looked right now, I forget what it was, but maybe I'll put in the description section. So, check out the description, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, thumbs up, and, might as well. I gotta practice doing that more. But this is basically I pan-seared. The gentleman used garlic powder, or garlic salt. I think garlic salt. I don't use the sodium chloride. So I took some magnesium chloride, some potassium chloride, actually a lot of potassium chloride, I don't know, a couple teaspoons, maybe a teaspoon or two, and not a lot of magnesium chloride, but I don't even know how much. Half a teaspoon? Nah, maybe more like a quarter, eighth teaspoon. Yeah, it was a half teaspoon, quarter, eighth teaspoon. Just a little bit, and then maybe half of the clove. So I crushed a whole clove, half of the clove, and then some oil. I covered it up, and then I did that in a plate. A little coconut oil, because I put the oil in here. Once it melted, I put some in that with the garlic, let it sit, then with the salt, and then I massaged that into the 2 tenderloins. Once the oil got really hot, like, you spit on it, and it real quick, it started searing. So I seared those pork tenderloins, and I thought, I'm going to throw cabbage in. He didn't have that in the recipe. He basically just had onions, pineapple, and I think that was it. I don't remember. Oh, he did peppers. I think he did like pepper. I didn't want anything hot, so I don't like the too much pepper. Maybe a little bit, but I'm allergic to it, and I don't feel like having a burning, asshole. So, rectal cavity. Excuse me if that was a little too shrewd. Yeah, and then I get a little skin condition too. I might get hives or something a little bit in some places where I have the sensitive regions, the eczema or whatever you want to call it. Atopic dermatitis, irritates that in the few places I have it. So anyways, I seared. I first put that other half of the garlic clove I crushed on the bottom with onion. And then I did 2 onions, not really large ones, kind of smaller ones, chopped up. Laid them on there, laid the 2 tenderloins on there, put the rest of the onions, put the rest of, actually I think I put all the garlic in the bottom, so I didn't put any more garlic. I did scrape the pan, everything, and then the bowls. So I guess I did put that on top. I don't know, it was what I had left of a bag of frozen pineapple, and I'm going to go with 2 cups. I'm thinking there's 2 cups of pineapple. Might even been a little more than 2 cups. 2 cups, maybe 3 cups. 2 to 3 cups frozen pineapple. And then I did maybe a half head of cabbage. So I wanted to add cabbage in there. I like cabbage, especially pressure cooking cabbage. I always like it. So, I'll do like bacon and cabbage just in itself. Maybe some bone broth. Maybe some coconut oil or ghee or butter. That alone is just good, man. Greens are awesome in these too. You probably get overcooked mustard greens, I guess, but I don't know. If you don't worry about overcooked mustard greens, it's no big deal. Collard greens are, man, they're just awesome in these. So, back to, I guess, the bone broth. I put about 2 cups of bone broth in there and let her go. Now this, I wound up actually getting for a little better price. He gave me like $5 back or something. I got a deal on it because I was going to return it. And he's like, you can return it, but maybe if I give you a $5 discount, or you keep it. So I'm like, yeah, keep it. And, I'm kind of like, I happen to just accept the discount. And I'm like, because the thing wasn't working. It kept leaking out here. Well, if you look, man, that looks beat up. Like, it's almost like you shouldn't use it. Well, this was, and you can, I think, even see it's like marred a little bit. So I had to I'm like, whoa, man, I don't know. So I had to play around with it and make sure it was really loose. So if it pops out over pressure or something, it'll pop out. And I wound up finding that they had this installed. They had it installed wrong too. They had it backwards and all jammed up in there so I get it, and it was wrong, and I wound up figuring out how to fix it. I think I sanded that a little bit just to make sure there's no rough edges. It was smooth. It'd go up and down, no problem. I think mainly my concern was the blowout, because I think that has to blow out. And that seal holds it just enough to where it catches, but it doesn't. Something there's something going on. Don't quote me. I really should disassemble it and look. I should have done that before I did that first, before I said this. But anyways, I'm going 8 minutes. I'm just going to quick summary. Sear the pork tenderloins, whatever you want to use, butter, ghee, coconut oil, your thing. With garlic, some salt, and, get that good and caramelized. You could do onions caramelized. I just put the onions in, the garlic in, the clove garlic total, 2 onions total, half a head of cabbage, maybe 2 to 3 cups pineapple, 2 cups bone broth. Ran this on the meat setting, which is 15 minutes, and man, it was just awesome. Enjoy, And speaking of enjoy, have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. Stay healthy. Make your own food. Don't buy the processed food. Find the recipes you like, maybe processed. Where you do, make it yourself. And stay healthy, man. And learn something new. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Oh man, I totally forgot to note the teriyaki sauce. So this was about, just about to the label top. So maybe I did about a quarter of a bottle of this. So this is old. I probably wouldn't have used it. It smelled okay. I guess it's preserved real well. So, Let's see. It's probably not. It's probably just expired. I don't know. What's it say? It's not going to zoom. 20. It's 2021. Anyways, it's 20 in November of 21. But I put a quarter of this in there. I probably use this for a year. I was using it on my spinach bed, like spinach and then tuna salads, maybe with some other vegetables, spinach. But yeah, I can't be using this. It's too much sodium for me. But a quarter of this bottle, and that's also what was used in the recipe. All right, talk to you later. Bye now.